Hello my darlings, I'm going to be sharing a fresh, new, juicy manifestation success story with all of you, and this manifestation came true within minutes. It's amazing how quickly the universe can respond to our intention, to our vibration, to what we put out there. Because this is something that happened so effortlessly for me and so recently, in this video I'm going to reverse engineer everything that I did, exactly what I said, what I felt, what I visualized, what I did to get this manifestation to work so that you can copy and paste this technique for anything that you want in life and get the same kind of results for yourself too. Before we dive into this video, I am so excited to announce my Quantum New Year 5-day virtual retreat, which will be taking place from the 2nd of January to the 6th of January 2023. It's going to be a 5-day online event that you can access wherever you are in the world, and each day we're going to have a live workshop session where I'm going to be helping you to reflect on your year, let go of old patterns, old limiting beliefs, things that you just don't want to carry through with you into this new year. We're going to do scripting together, we're going to meditate together, we're going to visualize together, we're going to set extremely powerful intentions for the new year, and we're going to completely design our year to come to be quantitatively and qualitatively different to any year that you've ever lived before. It's the perfect time of year to do it. New year, new beginnings, new energy flowing in. It just feels like the perfect thing that I want to do for myself. So let's do it together. So you'll get 5 days of live workshops and events, and you'll also get 5 guided meditations that will really deep dive into your subconscious mind to help you to make those changes on a deep subconscious level. So if that sounds like an event that you want to be part of, all you need to do is become one of my YouTube members and select either level 2 or level 3 of the YouTube members area. So there's no big investment. You will be able to see everything that happens in the 5-day event, but also I'm going to be dropping gems and value and spontaneously going live and adding more masterclasses and stuff like that into the YouTube members area before the 5-day event. So if you press the join button now, you'll be able to get access to all of the stuff in the run up to the event, as well as be there with me on the live event. And by the way, if you're watching this sometime in the future, if it's like 2028 by the time you're finding this video, it's okay, you'll still be able to get all of the resources by pressing the join button, and they will be there saved in the YouTube members area for any time that you want a fresh start in your life and to design the rest of your life bigger and better than ever before. So, what did I manifest within minutes? Okay, so basically, Jamie and I were flying home from Spain to the UK just a few days ago. We'd already showed our passports and we were going down that slopey tunnel to the aeroplane, you know what I mean? And when we were in that slopey tunnel, I asked Jamie, where are we sitting on the plane? And he checked the tickets for me, and he saw that our seats actually were on different rows and different sides of the aisle. We weren't far away, but it was like I was 28B and he was 29E or something like that. I had actually downloaded a couple of episodes of The Queen's Gambit, and we had this amazing plan to sit down together on the plane and watch it together. So we were a little bit disappointed when we saw that our seats weren't next to each other. The first thing that I did was I didn't even let it bring our mood down for 5 seconds. Within 5 seconds, I just switched my focus to, okay, no problem. And then I decided to start manifesting. So I just said to Jamie, and he knows the deal now. He knows when Lucie starts manifesting that we're gonna create some shifts. He's seen it happen so many times that he's so in and just played along as well. So I just said to Jamie, no problem. Look, we're gonna end up sitting together. We're gonna get amazing seats on the plane, and we're gonna be sat next to each other, and we're gonna be able to watch The Queen's Gambit. So instantly he knew what I was doing, and then this is bonkers, right? He actually then played along and actually kind of made a joke out of it, and he was like, yeah, you know what? We're gonna get such good seats. They're even gonna sit us in the cockpit next to the pilot. And I was like, ah, yeah, good one. Anyway, so that was all we said about it. We're still in a queue of people in that tunnel waiting to go into the plane. And we literally just moved on, looking around, people watching, you know, observing what was going on with other people, fascinated and looking at the buttons and saying like, oh, what's that noise? Do you reckon she just pressed that button? Is that what that noise was? So we're literally just being in the present moment, observing things, chatting away about nothing. It's nothing particularly that profound. Anyway, then we get onto the plane. The first person we speak to is the woman who welcomes you onto the plane. Hi, welcome aboard, good evening, you know, and we're both very friendly. Hello, good evening. Anyway, I walk first and then Jamie follows, and he really made the effort with the stewardess. He said, hi, how are you? And she said, oh, I'm really well, thank you for asking. And he said, oh, no problem. And she was like, well, let me know if there's anything I can do for you. And he said, well, actually, I was hoping that my wife and I could sit together because we've just seen that we have different seats. And she said, I'm not able to promise anything right now, but let me have a look. And she got out the long piece of paper of all of the seats. She was trying to look at all of them and she said, well, I can't do this right now, but go and take your seat and I'm sure I'll be able to sort something out for you. So we both said, thank you so much. Anyway, we go and find our seats, putting our luggage up, just that kind of stuff. And another air stewardess just came up to us, unprompted. She hadn't spoken to the lady at the front. Her position was the middle of the plane, right in front of where we were sat. Like, you know, where the extra legroom is, she was sat by the door. And she actually came up to me and she said, I see that you two aren't sat together. I'm sure that we'll be able to get you seated together. We'll just need to wait until everyone is sat down in their seats and then I'm sure we can move something around for you. I said, oh my gosh, thank you so much. Like, you know, the first one Jamie actually asked. This one was unprompted. We didn't even ask her at all. She just observed us and decided out of the kindness of her own heart that she was going to offer this to us. So I thought that was really lovely. So Jamie's in a seat with extra legroom on the other side of the aisle. I'm one row behind that on the other side of the aisle. And a very, very tall gentleman comes and sits next to me. We got chatting. He was very tall and he was complaining a little bit about how there was no legroom for his legs. Anyway, at this point I said, well, actually, maybe I could help. My husband has a seat over there with extra legroom and we were rather hoping to sit next to each other. And he said, say no more, absolutely, I'd be more than happy to move. You guys rock, thank you so much. And he got up and he was so happy, so smiley. Then the air stewardess comes up to us again once everybody sat down and she said, yeah, if you want to find a seat together, that's absolutely fine. She said, if you had been sat literally 2 rows in front of where you're both sat, you wouldn't be able to do it, but because of the section that you're in on the plane and the distribution of weight or something, go for it. So he said, oh my gosh, thank you so much. So the man with extra long legs gets the extra long legroom and he's happy, so we've made his day. We thank the stewardess so much. We actually ended up getting the entire 3 seats between the 2 of us, so we had plenty of space as well. All of that is amazing, and some of you might see that as a manifestation, and some of you might not see that as a manifestation. I personally do. But get this, it gets even better. This is the bit that blew my mind even more. And an announcement comes on from the pilot. The pilot sounds super passionate, enthusiastic. He clearly loves what he does, and he was basically explaining everything to us about flight times and fog and all of this stuff. The long story short was that we would actually be delayed on the runway. So there were a lot of people looking frustrated and, you know, maybe they had connecting flights to catch, so it can be frustrating. But again, we just decided 5 seconds, we're not even going to let that turn into a thing to complain about or to get upset about. And instead, we just focused on the positives. And the positive was, the pilot then said, so while we're here on the ground waiting for our takeoff time, if anyone wants to pop down to the cockpit and say hello to us, you're more than welcome to. So instantly, without even thinking, I was up, I was walking. I said to Jamie, come on, let's go. And Jamie was watching the football, but I was like, okay, fine, I'm gonna go. I go down to the front of the plane. I go straight into the cockpit. The pilots are so friendly, and straight away, one of them stood up and he said, "Take a seat." So I sit down in the pilot's seat in the cockpit. Then we're chatting for a bit. I'm saying, "What does this button do? What does this button do? Can I touch this?" And I even did a little bit of this on the joystick and pressed the red button on it and everything. It was great. Anyway, I turn around and Jamie's there. He says, "Hey, Lucie." And he's taking photos of me in the pilot seat. And I said, "Oh, can my husband come in as well? He loves planes. He loves playing Flight Simulator." They said, "Yeah, sure, here. Why don't both of you sit down and we'll take a photo of you." Lovely photo, lovely to meet them. And then we headed back to our seats, and shortly after that, we took off and we had a great flight. So what did we say back at the beginning? We said, we're going to get great seats, we're going to sit together, and Jamie even said, yeah, they'll even give us a seat in the cockpit. And literally all of that came true. And on top of that, just every single person that we came across, everyone was just in such a good mood, with such good energy on the plane. The biggest thing I can also share from this experience is that the faster you can stay positive and not spiral down into complaining, frustration, and anger. Like, we could have quite easily got frustrated at multiple different times, and we could have allowed those small mishaps of not being sat together or the delay piss us off. But we chose not to. And this is where meditation, spirituality is actually, that's what it's about. When you see like Grandmaster Akshar, a Himalayan yogi who I had the pleasure of spending 30 days with, his emotional regulation, so his ability to handle things and stay calm and not be shaken from his high vibrational place was so impressive. And that's really what being spiritual is about, in my opinion. It's about being able to stay spiritually strong and maintain your happiness, your calmness, and your peace at all times. And then what actually ends up happening is it becomes so easy for you to stay in alignment with more good things as they continue to unfold. So a quick summary of what we did. When things didn't seem to be going to our plan, or there were things that appeared to not be the way we wanted them to be, we stayed positive. We laughed it off, we stayed jolly, and we just put it out there to the universe of what we wanted to happen. For example, when I was saying, this is what's going to happen, I felt like my army of angels, my guardian angel, the universe, was listening in and was like, okay, team huddle, what's going to happen here? So you're co-creating. You go from being in a dense, low vibration, you go from feeling frustrated, lackful, and like you're out of control, to feeling totally in control, totally connected, aligned, and supported by your guides and guardian angels and the universe as a whole. So that is how it feels to do it from my point of view. Then we don't keep dwelling on it and wishing and hoping and worrying. We just enjoyed what there was to enjoy around us. We enjoyed the present moment without any fear or doubt. And, you know, I didn't know 100% that it was going to happen, that we were going to get the seats. And I definitely didn't think that we would be going and sitting in the cockpit at any point. But I was happy either way. And that's, again, another part of spirituality, is about taking back control of your happiness, not making it a conditional thing. Oh, I'll only be happy if everything goes my way. I'll only be happy when my life is different, when I have this, or this. And instead taking back your happiness and finding ways to feel good now and now and now and now along the way, regardless of the outcome. That's something that often people really struggle with, but actually it's the easiest way to live life. And then we stayed open to the opportunities, and we did take action. We followed the impulses. Jamie followed his impulse to say something to the stewardess when she did ask if there was anything that we needed. I followed my impulse to speak to the man next to me and to make this little deal so that he could get extra legroom so that Jamie could swap seats with him. And when the pilot announced that we could go and see the cockpit, I didn't even think twice. I got straight up and decided to go. So with a little bit of help from the universe, we manifested the dream, effortless, fun journey back home. And this is just an example of how you can actually employ those same principles to anything that you want in life every single day in your life. If you enjoyed that, let me know in the comments and give this video a thumbs up so that YouTube knows that this is the kind of content that's good for you. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button and ring my bell so that you never miss another video. By the way, if you would like some one-to-one support from me in regards to anything manifestation related, you can apply for a one-to-one session with me down below. Until next time, bye.